couldn't believe me, coffee's king. Cigs in hand, she does her thing. Maggie's got the jokes we know. Together we are ready for the show. Chat's on fire, the crowd goes wild. Maggie's quips just drive me wild. Leanie's love for Java steams. We're living out our crazy dreams. On a quarantine, life's no lie. Sip that coffee, watch time fly. With Maggie by her side, it's clear the best damn show around is here. Subscriptions climbing, views so high. Leanie's truth, it makes us cry. Maggie's got that wit so quick. We tune in daily for our fix. Community that stands so strong. Laughing, chatting all day long. From sunrise to the longest nights. Leanie's tales put out our lights. On a coin to Leanie, life's no joke. Spark that cig and take a toke. With Maggie by her side, it's clear the best damn show around is here. Subscriptions climbing, views so high. Leanie's truth, it makes us cry. With Maggie by her side, it's clear the best damn show is always near. On a quarantine, life's no loud. Maggie's quips just drive me wild. Leanie's love for Java steams. We're living out our crazy dreams. On a quarantine, life's no lie. Sip that coffee, watch time fly. With Maggie by her side, it's clear the best damn show around is here. Best damn show is always here. The best damn show is always near.
Hello. Hello. Good morning. Getting me some coffee. Getting me a cup of coffee. How y'all? Surprise. How y'all? What you get into? It's a new day, y'all. It's a new day. It's a new day for some. It is still the old day for others who haven't slept yet. I took a late nap. So I'm here, which is just going to screw up my day later today, but you all know how it goes. Oh, man. Fix that. Listen to the stir of that cream. Yummy. And I always put a little bit of cold water in it so I could chug it. Baby child always says, how do you chug coffee? I don't know. It's a skill. Hi, everybody. Now I'm back to the computer. I can see who else here. Millie Joe, hello. Mary Jane Doe, hello. My mama, Miss Barbara Smith, is here. Good to see you guys. Aussie True Crime, hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Y'all do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I really just don't care. Let the algorithm know that we're here. Aussie True Crime, 13 months. OG, thank you so much. Kaz home, hello. Kaz at home, hello. So good to see you. Wow, you guys, you Aussies are taking a hit, huh? I have been working for 2 days with my Huckleberry, my Huck. Y'all know my boy. He hired me to do a couple of jobs for him, and I was happy to go do it. I still got some work to do, probably 2 or 3 more days left. I'm going to take today off to spend with Beefcake and then get back at it on Monday. And I'm going to take bonus child with me, and I'm going to pay bonus child to work with me. So he'll make a little bit of money, and I'll get it done quicker and all the good stuff. So I caught up a little bit. I haven't caught up on everything, but I think I'm catching up on, I don't know. I talked to Miss Barbara and also Sierra a little bit, and everything just feels off kilter. Everything, it feels like the world tipped or something. Something happened, and I don't know where it is or what it feels like an earthquake happened and we can't find the vault. And there's a lot I could say from some of the things that I've seen recently. There's a whole lot I could say. I can defend my friends. I can defend myself. I can defend this channel. It does no good. People are going to talk and spread venom no matter what you do. No matter what you do. I don't know what's worse. Now, some of the mods had told me, Leanie, don't say anything. Of course, Maggie's like, do not say a word. Just don't say a word. Because I'm used to just handling shit. But there are people that just, they don't care. They don't care. And I like to just get it out, get it taken care of, and then walk away from it and don't talk about it no more. That's the way I like to handle things. But with some people, it doesn't work out that way. It just doesn't. It's like you think you've squashed one thing, you can walk away and wish each other well, and then your name is just brought back up into the shit, and you have nothing at all to do with it. And I'm watching that. I'm going to try to be very, so I don't cause any drama, but regardless. I feel like my Aussie friends are taking a lot of heat. And maybe that's for me, maybe not. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not saying that there's not some, I'm sure there's not some bad Aussies out there. I mean, I'm sure there is. There's bad Americans. There's bad English. There's bad South Africans. There's bad. Everywhere has bad. It's just, there's just vile people. And it doesn't have anything to do with their ethnicity or what country they hail from or anything like that. What I've got to say is Aussies, Americans, but I'm speaking to the Aussies right now because I feel like they're some undue heat and I don't like it. So please don't be offended by what I'm saying if you're from a different country. The Aussies that come in here have been more than good to me. More than good. They mod this channel. They have been here. Oh God. I think everybody that's here has probably been here since day one, whether you were sitting in the bushes and finally came out or whether you just jumped in and started helping my channel. You guys haven't gone anywhere. You stayed right here. And I know, listen, when we talk about how fast the channel grew and how fast you say I made the goal. I didn't make that goal by myself. I wore you guys out. And I'm very aware of that. Yeah. Did I wear myself out? Yeah. But you guys didn't let me be here by myself. You guys were here every hour with me. Every hour. We dug our heels in and we kept it going. So by the time it was we had gotten enough subs to monetize, we were able to monetize right away when most people have the subs, but they don't have the watchtowers because watchtowers are hard to get. But because we did them 8 and 10 hour, 12-hour lives, just grinding, talking about stuff, just stupid stuff that nobody wanted to hear but us. Hey, Wild Angel, good to see you. I mean, we all made it happen. We made it happen together. So the Aussies that have come here, they've all stuck it out with me, you guys. All of them but one. And that's because she was a follower of Rose. And whenever I cut ties with Rose, she was the first one to leave because she was like one of Rose's right hands, right? So I didn't blame her for it at all. I didn't blame her for that. Never hated her for that. I knew I was being talked about. It's not dumb. I'm not dumb. And there are people that sit on the fence, right? They'll talk to me and then they'll run over and talk to that person. There's plenty of that going on. And so I know there are things being said behind, lives and shit like that. And I really don't care because they're irrelevant. Relevance to me are the ones that are here day in, day out. And if they can't be here, they've hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, But for the most part, I can honestly say, if we were to break it down, how many loyal subs I have per country, it's been the Aussies that have been here. The Aussies and Miss Barbara. And that doesn't go unnoticed to me. It doesn't. And just because you have beef with someone else doesn't mean that I have beef with them. Look, this is what I tried to say when Tina was on panel. And I did take some flack about the panel with Tina. And I didn't mind that. Everybody's used to, everybody's entitled their opinion. I feel like I was very fair to Tina. I feel like Tina I let her talk a lot more than I talked up here when she was up on my panel. And I'm glad I did. That's just who I am. Because sometimes if you shut up, they answer all the questions for themselves. And sometimes they dig a hole and sometimes they pull themselves out of the hole. You just got to let them do it. So sometimes it's really good just to be quiet and let that happen. Let it unfold. But I felt like I was very fair when it came to my discussion with Tina, and I felt better after it. And people were like, "Yeah, but she left crying." Okay, well, it's not like I cussed her out. It's not like I downgraded her any. I was just asking questions, things I wanted to know, and then I don't deal well with excuses. But if that's the way you want to live your life, then go ahead. If it works for you, it works for you. It doesn't work for me. I could have easily sat back and just said, woe is me, this has gone on in my life, that's gone. And listen, I've lived a very colorful life. I've had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and just like anybody else. And I could make excuses all day long and just have done things a lot differently, but I kept at the grind. And I'll keep grinding until I either just can't anymore or I get too old, So I think we all have different goals in life, and I'm very, very goal oriented, and I'm always on a 12-step program to help myself be a better person. I'll never get off step 3, but at least I'm on it. But anyways, I wanted to say this. If any of you are taking any heat because of being my friend or supporting my channel or even being a part of this channel. I truly am sorry. I really am. I really am. And I could go all day long and sit here. Listen, I can go toe to toe with anybody. I may not come out smelling very good and I may have some black eyes by the time we're done with it, but I will have said my piece. And you're not coming out looking pretty either. But I want to thank, the Aussies from the bottom of my heart, because you guys, I don't think you should be judged by one person's actions. And that makes me very, very sad. And I just want you to know that where it counts, you're appreciated. And I think it counts here. And I think it counts for all these other ladies that are in here that have their own channels that welcome you to their channels as well. So I just want you to know that for whatever it's worth, I love you and I appreciate you. And I really think I know the real you guys. I really do. Maybe that's just big thinking. Maybe that's being full of myself. But I really do think that I know the real of you, because we're such a small channel that it's easy to create relationships, and to be vulnerable with each other. And I think that's what we've done. I think you have to be vulnerable to really understand all sides to a human. And I can't speak for the whole country, and I can't speak for the people who may or may not have come here to cause havoc or whatever. I do see some shady stuff going on that makes me think, yeah, they're just trying to keep things going, but that doesn't mean the whole country is. And people have the right to, if you're going to talk about somebody, they have the right to respond. I mean, pulling names out of a hat because you know that they're from that country, I think that that's wrong. And they haven't done anything to you. But I just want to say, for whatever it's worth, I love you guys. I appreciate you helping me. And listen, I'm always the first to say, and frankly, I'm tired of saying it, but I am the first to say that there were other creators that helped me get subs. You guys all came from somewhere else. Every one of you came from a different a different channel. But so did everybody else. And before that channel, you came from another channel. Before that channel, you came from another channel. So it's kind of like a stepping stone through YouTube. It's not that, it's just whatever season of life I think you're in. Like maybe tomorrow you'll figure out, well, shit, I'm about damn tired of listening to Leanie talk. And then you stumble into another channel, and that's your jam, because that's the season that you're in life, and that's where you stay. You know what I mean? For a little while. We're all evolving. We're all growing. Hopefully you're not stuck in a stagnant point in your life, but we're all growing. And with growth, it means bringing new things to our life and getting rid of things, bad things that we feel like are not contributing to our growth. Hi, Lolly. So, yes, I had help growing my channel, and you all did come from places. But it's a whole different thing helping get us up than to keep us up. Once you get a sub, it's your responsibility, and it's all on you to keep us up, right? And we have done the same thing. We've turned around and, I mean, helped other channels grow, and some of the people that we've helped grow, They migrated over to the channels that we helped grow, and because that's their jam, that's where they need to be. And we still do that. We're still doing that. I know that the ladies in here, Ann's Place drops new channels almost every day. And me and her hit 1,000 at the, I think, what, 2 weeks apart or something, a week apart. It was really, really close. Ann and I felt like we were helping each other, and we grew together. And then we just kept going. So it's not like, we stole somebody's subs and then we're just sitting over here, harping on those people that are degrading people that gave us a helping hand. We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. We just keep paying it forward and paying it behind us. That's all we can do. That's it. We did work hard together. So people can take credit for whatever they want to, helping me get subs or whatever. I just know how many hours we spent here together, grinding. And you know what? I never even thought, oh, I need to do 10, 12-hour lives so I can get to my watch time hours. I was just having, like Ann said, I was having fun. I didn't want to get off. We were just having too much fun. And it just happened before I knew it, to all of us. So I'm very appreciative to those that gave me a hand up. Thank you for that. But you're not taking credit for the whole channel. The credit goes to the subs, the mods that were here every day. Because I could sit in a live and talk. We see it time and time again. You scroll through the lights. They got one person in there. They got 6 people in there. You know what I mean? Those are people that are really grinding to try to grow a channel. And I could do that by myself, but I didn't have to, because you guys believed in what was going on here, what we were doing here, and I feel like we had the same goals and we had the same sense of humor, and so you were getting it. And so we stuck together. So it wasn't like we were all like, all right, guys, let's get together. We're going to do a 10-hour live. We're going to, get the watch hours. No, none of us said it. I didn't even think about that, honestly. I was just freaking having fun. And I'm still having fun. And as long as we're having fun, we're going to keep doing it. So, Aussie friends, thank you. All of my overseas friends, no matter where you're from, because I always have done late nights, I reached more international places than I reached in my own land, because I did the overnight lives. So, of course, I've got more people internationally as subs than I would Americans. And I'm quite fine with that. I don't care where you're from. Just treat people decent. That's all. And it's around, honey. You can look around. I mean, it's said all the time. It's said all the time, and it's really too much. Warning label, Nina's in the house. Hello, love bug. Good to see you. Oh, your fireplace is on. I do miss that. Thank you, Miss Barbara. It was fun. I love the late nights, middle of the night, morning. Yeah, we were crazy. I know, man. I knew I was like dead tired. I can't imagine. We were all like just, we did some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, but it was so fun. We're still going to have fun. From South Africa, and now I want to join a refugee group and come to the USA. I just don't know if I'd be taken, since I left SA in 1999. I'll take you. And you can come sit right here with me. We'll sit next to our computer together. You'll have headset, I'll have headset, and we'll just sit here and chat. Totally kept me company during my severe insomnia. I get that. Well, I ended up developing insomnia because that. I apologize for yesterday. I totaled my car. What happened? Are you okay? Oh God, I hope you're okay, and I hope it wasn't your fault. Well, you might as well come on over, Ian. You might as well come. It'd be fun. Wouldn't it be fun if we could just for one night or one whole day, like a 12 hours. Everybody's rested up, everybody's good. We can spend 12 hours in like a climate controlled, beautiful place by a tiny little creek that just because I love the sound of water. Tiny little creek that's just going by that we kick our feet in and out of it and just sit there and laugh and laugh and laugh. That's okay, Nina. It's okay. I ended up going to work, and so it's okay. We're gonna get oh, and you know what happened? That was on Thursday. And Thursday StreamYard shut down for everybody. So I couldn't even do, yeah, it was Thursday. I couldn't do a StreamYard. So I had to go on and do a YouTube live. And so we didn't even really do anything. So you didn't miss anything. But I'm glad you're okay. And I hope that you get enough money out of that car to get you another one. It would be, it would be so much fun just to be together, just sitting out, kicking our feet in the water and laughing our asses off. No bugs, live in a world in that fairyland where it's climate controlled outside, the most beautiful flowers around us, the trickling water. Every now and then a cute little bird will come and sit on someone's. Oh, y'all. She uses Restream. Never heard of it. I don't know what I just think something. I'm telling y'all, something's up. Even Miss Barbara thinks so. Something's going on. I don't know if it's in the world or, but something's up because it's messing with all of. I feel like it's messing with everybody's electronics and things like that. And just people's worlds right now are off kilter. A lot of people, y'all, I mean, do you got Cooey Lulu? Do you guys know, honest to God, this happened, right? In this past week, so Beefcake came home Friday night and, or yeah, Friday night. And since Tuesday, we have found out 2 more family members have got cancer. One of them has lung cancer. The other one has non-Hodgkin's melanoma. I think his stepsister has that. And then I know 2 other families that I'm not going to mention their names, but 2 other people that I'm very close to are dealing with family members that have cancer. And something's up. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. We heard coughing on my PC the other day, and I said, "Who the fuck is listening in?" And it disappeared instantly. Oh my God, that's so weird. I'm telling you, something's going on. Lainey, I created a similar place you just described. Can't wait to share it with all of you in my upcoming live. Oh, yes. I would love that. You just have to do it on a live that I can be in. Did you reschedule a live for today? I was out doing things, making money, y'all. I'm like, making that money, making that green fly, y'all. Listen, what I'm doing, here's what I'm doing. It came at the right time. Hackers are busy. Maybe so. I think the elites are trying to off all of us. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like I'm pretty elite in my house, though. Josh. Hello, you good looking man. Where you been, Josh? Um, it came at the right time. My son asking me to do this work because I told BK, because BK told me he was going up to Canada here pretty soon again. And what he doesn't know is his son bought him, well, me and his son together bought him NASCAR tickets to go to a race in August. And so he's like, going everywhere and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm headed over to, the severe East Coast. I'm going up and in the fall. And I'm gonna hang out in those places I've always wanted to go. And then my son calls me with the job that would pay for it. Huh. So it must be providential. That's what they say. Y'all like these new words I'm coming up with? Providential. Angel says, I did. It was set for 2. Got busy with family, forgot, then moved on. Then it started raining later. So today at 6 p.m., unless it's still raining. Okay. Well, I've got my bells clicked so you can ring them. I love ringing people's bells. Yeah, he's going to Canada. So there's that. Baby child was, he told me this week, he's like, yeah, I'm going to come home this week and spend some time with dad. Y'all, can you spend more time here? He stayed the night with his girlfriend on Friday. I saw them downtown Indy on, his live 360 because, I'm always watching. Did you swallow addiction? Are you, and out of everybody, you should be proud of my new words. You're the teacher here. No, but sometimes words that my mom used to use and an older generation used to use come back to me, or one that I've seen in an old movie, and I'm like, it's a great word. Start using it. Because sometimes I can be so hood, Sometimes I can be Southern, sometimes I can be hood, sometimes I can be, because I come from so many different walks of life. Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, what comes out. But so baby child was downtown Indy, and that place scares me at nighttime. Nothing good happens after midnight. You need to have your asses in those houses. But I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't say a word. He's 21 and he's got a nice girl. And I could tell they were at some pub or whatever. And they weren't in a bad part of Indy, but still, it's just scary to me to go to big cities like that and hang out like that late at night. Anything could happen, right? Anything. You could tell you could tell by looking at them. They're young, they're young college kids. And so it wouldn't surprise me, somebody just picked a fight with them, or, with the way the world's going today. I always tell them, I was like, I'm scared. I was like, so much trafficking and everything going out. And I said, it's not just happening to girls, it happens to guys too. You got to be careful. So anyways, he did that. And then he's in Fort Wayne, Indiana tonight, staying with his mentor, who was his mentor through the last 3 years of college. And so he's up there. So I guess he'll come home tomorrow, go eat something with us, and then head back to Ohio. So happy Father's Day if there's any fathers listening in, or that will hear later. Happy Father's Day to everyone if you're a daddy, and happy Father's Day to those single mamas out there that have to play both roles. MJ, Sierra, Bees, all those, people, and those that played both roles. At some point in their life. MJ says, I can't believe there was a big trafficking and drug bust, and the protesters thought it was just ICE raid and they were attacking the FBI. Okay, I did see something about that, but I need to look into that. There's a couple things that happened in the last couple of days. How's Maggie any better? I did get a message from Maggie today. It was earlier in the day, and she said that she's feeling a little bit better. Well, she couldn't get her head off the pillow. She was really, really sick. And she was like, Leanie, please please just tell everybody I'll be back. I just need to get over this. I mean, her poor Jessie, her little dog, she doesn't even remember talking to her for over 24 hours. And that's bad. That's bad. I mean, y'all know how it is. Your pets, you may not talk to a human, but those pets, you're going to at least pat them on the head and say, I'm good. Hello, sweet. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Happy Father's Day to you. It may not, you all may not celebrate it there, but in America, it's Father's Day today. So I wish you a happy Father's Day if you are a father. Nina said, I sent you a pic in the email. I hope it did the correct email. Well, let me take a look-see real quick. I got it. Oh my gosh. They all look alike. That's cray-cray. You're going to have to come out and talk about these women. Not tonight, but our next Coburger Live will be Wednesday, but we'll be watching whatever's going on in that hearing on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we'll have an open panel. And I would love to talk. I'll send this to my computer and we'll pull it up, and then you could talk about who these women are. I only know of maybe 4, but I know for sure of 3. So I would love to hear you discuss this with us. Thank you. Right. Mine follow me all time, so I'm always talking or instructing. Right. Yeah, little Jessie didn't even, she said that she has no memory of even talking to her. But she said she was feeling a little bit better now. I don't know what that means. I know she took Jessie to go get her some Apoquil today because her allergies just aren't stopping. So she's finally putting her on Apoquil. I think her puppy's fixing to be really, really happy because Apoquil's no joke. It just is such good stuff. Such good stuff. It kept Cheyenne sane. It kept me sane. Mary Jane says, was the Karen Read trial that is deliberating, and did they come back with a verdict yet? I don't know, but let me tell you guys something. When I was driving back from, I was in Ohio working with my boy, Jay Badass she's sending me voice messages, right? And she said, she started it out like this. I'm going to tell you a story. Y'all got excited, right? Woo! And she started the Karen Read trial from the beginning with me because I haven't watched it, right? This trial, not the first trial. She started this trial. She went through evidence. I mean, it was just like I was reading a freaking book or listening to an audio. She went through all the players of it. She went through timeline. She went through, I mean, this was voicemail after voicemail. I mean, it got me all the way back to Indy. Voicemail after voicemail after voicemail of the whole trial and the evidence and the police and the players and all this, right? Because she thought like I have the whole time, like, oh, poop on it, like just another jealous chick who ran over somebody being drunk. And the more she talked, the more I was like, whoa, wait, there's a lot of sickening stuff going on in this case. Like, this doesn't sound right at all. So now I'm going to have to watch the case because the way she described it, Mary Jane Doe, who's also an OG here, I will say that. Thank you for creating this amazing piece. Best place of the community, Leanie. Oh, Mary Jane, thank you for being a part of it. I love you. So I don't know if they went into deliberations yet, and I hope she, by the way, JB laid it all out. It sounded like she needs to be not guilty. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but I told JB, I was like, look at here. I said, I don't know that I use these words, but I'm going to use them now. She missed her calling for YouTube. Well, she hasn't missed it yet, but here's what I figured out, and I didn't know about her. And I've known JB for a year over in PCT's chat. Me and her used to run PCT's chat like nobody's business. We were causing all kind of drama in there. Mary Jane knows. I'm sure Mary Jane wanted to block both of us many, many times because we was sickening. According to Leanie, we have Father's Day, November the 9th in Sweden. Okay. So, y'all, I told her, I don't know if she got what I was saying because I was rambling like I do now, but she has a knack for, I don't even have to watch the trial now because I've got it all. I understand it completely, but I want to because I want to see the faces. I think she should pick a trial case that everybody's in love with and every day do like a 30-minute, 45-minute live if she wants to, and just break down. You know how like on court TV they have these people that come out of the court and they break down what happened that day in court. She would be fabulous at that. Fabulous. Mary Jane, you're not a blocker, but that doesn't mean you didn't want to block us. Barbara Smith said they did go into deliberations, but I don't think they have come back yet. Wow. So anyways, I'm going to get with Lunch Lady and I'm going to talk JB into doing that because there's nobody in our community that does that I know of, that just breaks down the court case for the day. Because there's a lot of times we don't have time to watch them. We can listen to them, and it's easier if you can get a synopsis off of. They're still on verdict watch, Ozzy says. Okay. There's none of us that really do that here, so I think that's her. When I was listening to her, I was like, oh my God. I mean, she talks about it just like she's sitting in the courtroom. And she told me the whole court case thing, like within an hour of just sending me messages. So I understood it all. I was like, this is fabulous. So I'm going to get with Lunch Lady because whatever I can't crack, Lunch Lady surely can crack. And I think we should support her doing that. I mean, maybe we can just find out different ones that we're interested in and see if she'll watch the court cases for us and just give a synopsis. I mean, I think it's awesome. I would love that because there's too much really to watch and do. I don't know about y'all, but if you guys came over and looked at my history on because I usually watch YouTube on the big screen, because I'm always doing something, right? All of us are. So I'll put you guys on the big screen, and sometimes I'll let you know I'm there. Sometimes I won't. Depends on what I'm involved in. So I have my friends on there, and then my friends being all y'all that have channels. And then if I'm not watching one of y'all or trying to catch up shit on one of y'all stuff, then I'm always watching decluttering or cleaning or stuff like that. I like those kind of, or decorating, things like that. I like homemaking, you know, homesteader kind of things. I really do like that. Um, and it gets me in the mood to clean. So, anyways, I don't know why I was saying that, but sometimes there's just so much to watch that it's hard to pick which one you're going to go into. So I think, you know, and watching a court case all day long, which we're going to do on the Koberger thing, but I'm still going to be cleaning, you know, I'm still going to be making dinner. I'm just, because I'm not going to be talking while court's going, you know, we'll talk during the admission breaks um, and before and after. But other than that, I'm not going to stop anything because God forbid we miss it. You just sent me a Facebook. All right, Kaz at home. Good to see you. Thank you, honey. Thank you for coming in. Maybe she can do it to the Kohlberger trial for us Aussies who can't watch live. It's perfect. Perfect. Okay. Do you need me to look at it now? I can look at it now if you need me to, Aussie. I think she should recap the whole thing. Because it's just too hard. Imagine living your life every day, you know, watching just court cases when you've got kids and grandkids and football and basketball and all these other places that, like me, I've got I take it back. This year I have 5 grandkids involved in sports. That's 5 different things, guys. 5 different things. And usually I can only pick like 3 things a week to go to because some of them do their events at the same time on the same night. So Beefcake and I split up. Like one I get to, and then he gets to the other one if they're playing at the same time. So that they always have a grandparent there, you know, because my grandkids, not all of them have more than just me and Beefcake living here. And some of them do, but some of those grandkids don't or can't get to it. And she was found guilty, right? I am so sick of hearing her name. I will be so glad when I don't see her name come across my feeds anymore. She makes me sick. She makes me want to vomit. She needs to go away and become a hag in one of those places that she'll be living in. All right. So Anne's place has got to go make lunch for the hungry bunch here. Have fun everywhere. We love you, Anne. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. Let's see. Just in the bushes while I am pottering, organizing a new wake. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we're gonna get on to I'm gonna talk JB into doing this. I think it'd be great. It's great content. Listen, I wish I'd thought it for myself. But then when I heard her, I was like, oh, this is it. I found your jam. Oh, it's really hot. It's not that bad here right now, guys. It's in the 80s. It was like 83 today. Now I wouldn't stand outside in that heat, but we have aircon that we blow all the time. Leaning would have loved the jurors' timing. They came back in 13 minutes. Yeah, I hope she was shitting herself. Did she really care what the verdict was? Because she's in jail for the rest of her life anyways. I think that's the only reason why she represented herself, is because she wanted everybody to hear her talk. she's in jail for the rest of her life anyways, no matter how this verdict went. So I really think she just thought she was better than any lawyer she ever came across. And she wanted them to hear her and she wanted to hear herself. And that's why she did it. I mean, she had nothing to lose. Dumbass bitch. Strangely ice cold there today. Tell me everything's strange out. She will be going back to Idaho, Sue, I hope. Yeah, she will be. We had 37 yesterday, and today it's 15. Wow. Wednesday night and Thursday morning was absolutely freezing. This it's much milder now. I'm already ready for fall. Hey, for the Americans that are in chat, I don't know what's going on overseas, but for the Americans in chat, if you're already missing fall like I am, because I am, when July comes, you guys, I'm all about the Christmas in July movies. I don't know about you guys, but I'm all about Christmas in July. I think I love it. I really do love it. And you know that C. Andersony of mine, she has a Christmas tree up in Christmas in July. I couldn't do that because I'm too old for the shit now, but I mean, decorating for December is hard enough. I couldn't imagine trying to do something. I do have my little glass Christmas tree though. I might bring that out and put it on the counter. I'm ready for a jury. I'm ready for a jury. It's going to make us sit up and down so drastic. Yeah, that's where people get sick from. Yep. I think it's because things start to bloom and then your system gets used to that crap being in the air and then it dies off because of the cold or it settles everything back onto the ground and then the heat comes and it starts blooming again and you just get sick. I think that's what happens. Getting shouted at now, the hungry and helpless. Oh my God. She has to stay here till sentences. I know it made me mad that they did the 2 trials here in Arizona. It was just a waste of taxpayers' money. I get it. I know. Corey loved the attention and focus being on her. This case was nothing compared to the murder charges she was guilty of, but still she had to fight it. Yeah. And it's so sickening. It really is just so sickening. And I understand, the last time I posed the question to chat of why, if you're already going to jail for life, why are we even doing these other trials that is going to cost taxpayers money? And people had a good argument with it. They said, well, everybody wants justice for their, and I understand that. I just think they should have to put it. I think that like in these cases of like 2 more weeks before sentencing, I think that's bullshit. Just sentence her right then. What difference does it make? I would be like, okay, go to jail for life. Bye. I mean, why are we waiting 2 weeks? Send her ass back to Idaho. It's for the family to have justice. Yeah, I understand that. But I feel like we drag stuff out, like I said, like the sentencing. 2 more weeks? No. Just have the sentencing ready, sentence her ass, and put her in a bus and send her back where she came from. And take her curling iron away from her. That'll screw her up. Could you imagine the next time you'll see her and, probably get something of her walking the grounds, or she'll say okay to Dateline going in there and talking to her. Unless she's got enough money coming in, she won't be able to dye her hair. It's going to be perfect. You're further north like me too. I'll see true crime. It's -2 on Wednesday Eve. Even the cats went under the blankets with me. I can't handle 4 to 5 C, but not less than that. I struggle with the cold too. I struggle with both of them. Is that a part of getting older, or is that just Is that thyroid? I'm curious. I'm curious. Oh God, let me write this down, you guys, because I guarantee you I will get busy with the day and forget to call my dads. That happens all the time. Let me put me a big note up here. Hold on. This is sickening that I have to do this because you would think I'd be a better daughter. I'm not. Um, call your fathers. All right. I'm terrible. And then Beefcake's birthday, you guys, is the 18th. And then one of my grandsons is turning 3 on the 20th. I think that'll end it for June. Do you guys remember to call your parents when you're supposed to? I don't. Think it's age, Melly? That poor Brandon, the one they tried to shoot. Oh, looks to have age 20. Oh, I haven't seen him in a while, but the pictures I saw of him, he was a good looking man. So was her husband. No, I think it's getting older. Oh, well, that makes me feel better. Really, truly, y'all is the only reason why some nights I stay up. I get excited to see and chat with y'all. Good times. Well, when I can't sleep, I jump on here. I'm going to take a really quick break and I want to show you guys something. I found it fascinating. I find it fascinating because I live in this freaking country and there are things I don't know about it. And I'm not talking, it's kind of historical, but it's not. Beefcake brought it to my attention. And actually a couple weeks ago, and then every time I see him for sure, because I see him a couple times a week. He's like, "Have you looked into that yet?" And I was like, "No, damn it, I forgot it." Well, I started it tonight, and I was like, "I'm going to share this with the channel." You guys have heard of? Okay, so in everybody's country, I think there are towns that have dried up. They don't no longer exist anymore, right? We've got them all over the world, and the recent events, of course, that's happened, and it's going to continue to happen, is when COVID hit, some of these smaller towns, as far as their mom and pop businesses and stuff, they couldn't survive that. And they couldn't afford to open them back up. And it was time when we were allowed to open back up because there was no money. Right. So, and people quit spending their money on stuff like that. It was, you guys know, it was just for necessities and things like that. So, but before COVID, I knew that there were dried up towns, but I thought it was because of things like people went west, young man, you know what I mean? Or if they went west and then they couldn't make it, they like settled this town and they couldn't make it. So then they would come back east and then the town would dry up. Call me dumb. I don't care. Told you I lived in a picket fence. I did not know that there are literal towns, at least in my country, that have dried up because of like mines and things put in the water that are making people sick. And that's what reminded me, well, that and Beefcake coming home, because he said, hey, did you look up Pitcher, Oklahoma yet? And I was like, no, I haven't. And he's like, look, you got to. And that's when we started talking about the two people in his family that had just found out they have cancer. And he said, I don't know about all the other places, he said, but I think it, because the other thing is, this is how Beefcake found out about that town. He's known more about it because he didn't surround himself with a picket fence like I did. Like, he's out there and he knows shit, okay? But so when his stepdad started having all these problems, right? And it came on pretty suddenly. Now, his stepdad, all of his, this is no lie. There was 8 children in the family. There's 3 left. There's 3 left. One being him, and he has dementia, and both of his parents, not one, but both of his parents and the other 5 siblings all passed from dementia-related diseases or dementia. And that's why Beefcake found this, because he had seen it on a YouTube thing or something, and he started watching. It's called Pitcher, Picher, Oklahoma. And he started listening to it and how it had dried up from the mines, I think it was coal mine, or something like that. Anyways, he started watching it. So he was talking to his stepdad, because all of them are from Oklahoma, right? And he asked him where he grew up as a kid. No, he grew up in Pitcher, Oklahoma. Huh? So now I'm all invested in it. So I'm going to smoke, and then we'll come back and have a discussion about that. Making a fresh pot of Folgers coffee and a jury to go with it. Nice. I have missed several birthdays in the last 2 years. I just forget. I forget. And now that I'm not on Facebook, because I'm not going to lie, sometimes on Facebook reminds me of some of my grandchildren's birthdays. I feel the cold more now, being older. Still prefer the heat, though we get intense hot heat here. I don't like either of it. Y'all worth it. Y'all worth it. Always remember how amazing all y'all are. Getting down to 7 tonight. Oof. There are towns across the country that have less than 100 people. No, this town, there's nobody there. 0 people. It's gone. There's one with a mine that has been on fire for decades. Well, I know that there's a camp in California, and I forget what they call it, but it's a lawless camp, meaning they pretty much rule sovereign themselves. The police don't really go into it. They know that there are drugs there and there's drinking there, but it's in the desert. These people never leave that camp, really, so the police don't fuss with them. Plus, it's supposedly on some bad land, you know. Slab City. Thank you. Of course. Yes, Mary Jane, you're right. Slab City. That's it. A YouTube friend, he lives in the UK. He got the CV and he had not a good week. And on top of that, his computer didn't feel that well. It broke down on him. So he had to order a new one. Yuckies. All right, I'm going to be right back, guys. I'm going to grab a jury real quick, and then we'll talk about Slab City. Is amazing to me. It's amazing to me that people live like that. To each their own. I think everybody should live on communes like that. We'd all get along better. We'd all have our own commune, though. I'll be RB.
Hey, It's wild here, we do proclaim. We go through life without any shame. We sing and laugh while Leanie sighs. Then she winks at all the guys. We're just a bunch of silly mates, having a good time without the hate. Well, my, oh my, would you look at that? Leanie shaved her eyebrows, and they won't grow back. She can't be trusted to take a break. Get back here, Blondie, before a chance you take. Maggie's toilet is stopped up. Oh, what a mess. Taking a break 'cause it's such distress. Everyone get back here, back to this chat. We got people waiting to chew the fat. Take out your laundry and make your bed, so you won't feel guilty being here instead. Throw the meat in the crock pot, put some beans in a pan. Now your dinner is cooking to feed your fam. Our intermission has come too close. Get back in the chat now, you crazy hoes. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Go. Hey, let's take a break. Go. Have a smoke, put your coffee on and take another toke. It's wild here, we do proclaim. We go through life without any shame. We sing and laugh while Leanie sighs. Then she winks at all the guys. We're just a bunch of silly mates, having a good time without the hate. Well, my, oh my, would you look at that? Leanie shaved her eyebrows, and they won't grow back. She can't be trusted to take a break. Get back here, Blondie, before a chance you take. Maggie's toilet is stopped up. Oh, what a mess. Taking a break 'cause it's such distress. Everyone get back here, back to this chat. We got people waiting to chew the fat. Take out your laundry and make your bed, so you won't feel guilty being here instead. Throw the meat in the crock pot, put some beans in a pan. Now your dinner is cooking to feed your fam. Our intermission has come too close. Get back in the chat now, you crazy hoes. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Go. Hey, let's take a break. Go. Have a smoke, put your coffee on and take another toke. It's wild here, we do proclaim. We go through life with.
Sorry, y'all. I had to make me. Made it. Don't be jealous. All right, get jealous. Made a bacon sandwich. I saw the bacon up there. I put it in the microwave for a few seconds. Slap some mayonnaise on this sourdough bread. Oh, good ship. Can't wait. My mouse watering. All right, I want to bring this up. Lunch Lady does do great music for this channel. That one cracks me up because it's just truth. It's just truth. How many of you guys spend too long on the internet and then your husband's coming home from work or coming back from the store or something's going on and like, damn it, I gotta act like I've been busy all day. So you get up and you really do throw the laundry around and vacuum real quick and make the bed and stuff. So it looks like you've been busy all day and you ain't been on the tubes. I don't worry about Beefcake when I do that, but sometimes if I stay on here too long, I feel like a shit for myself because I don't feel productive. Picture, Oklahoma. Where the winds come sweeping down the plain. All right, so I'm going to play this, but I'm going to have to stop it here and there between bites so we can listen to it. Oh, you guys, I really
Beauty
hate the
experts
ads.
say that lashes appear shorter as we age, not just because.
All right, let me stop it right there just a second. Make sure it's big over here so you guys can see it. That's as big as I could get it, I think. Mods, I can't see chat. I'm going to try to make this even bigger. There, that looks good, right? All right, I can't see chat, mods. Thank you so much for being here. All right, here we go. What's your sounds?
And this just left like this, still to this day. I have a feeling this is from the tornado that happened. I guarantee still to this day, this is all toxic water that the kids used to swim in. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to be here today in Pitcher, Oklahoma. Yes, America's deadliest, most toxic town in the country. I've driven from Dallas, Texas, 6 hours to be here. I'm glad to be here today. Boy, I plan on spending about an hour here, going to kind of give you the backstory of Pitcher. It's definitely windy today. I do have to be careful. Apparently this place is still pretty toxic. When the wind is blowing, you'll see why. But anyway, we're in for a good one. Come along today. You're going to join me going through this amazing modern day ghost town here in Pitcher, Oklahoma. Let's go. I know it's a little hard to see that, but the water tower. Welcome to Pitcher, home of the gorilla since 1918.
Y'all didn't hear a damn word I said, did you? Low budget here. It's because I was over in the other channel and I didn't hit the unmute, but I was just telling you how good the bacon sandwich was. And then I have to stop it every now and then so I can not get a copy strike. And then I was telling you guys about the logo on his hat. It says OU. That's Oklahoma University. That's my team, y'all. So when I say OU, Boomer Sooner, baby, that's what I'm talking about. All right, back to it.
All right, so just we were driving through the town. We came through this road straight ahead. I've seen other YouTubers here. I guess this is kind of a little, Pitcher Carden Memorial, home of the Gorillas. So this is kind of the little memorial that they have here. 1A football state champs, 1984. So obviously the high school mascot was the gorilla. And obviously the high school is no longer shut down due to the toxins that were in the air. Just make a quick stop here and see what these say. The town that Jack built. Okay. Hi, Jack. Pitcher Carden Schools, 1917 to 2009. Home of the Gorillas. I don't know if the high school is still here. I'm going to try and find it. I'm going to try and kind of find anything that I could here. Oh, here we go. Talking about the toxins. Here's the tornado that happened. We'll get into that. We'll talk about that. It's pretty much what ruined the whole town right there. I think I saw this church coming in. And what is this one? Downstream people. Okay. Native Americans settled in this area, I'm guessing. Okay. Well, this is a cool first spot, but I really want to see like the abandoned towns and I should say the abandoned homes, the abandoned buildings. Here's some of them straight ahead. Now I know most of the roads a lot of the roads you can't go down. There's like still sinkholes around today, so they block a lot of those roads off. But we're gonna just drive around the streets and stuff. I don't know when I was there. I guess a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I did a video in Centralia, Pennsylvania, the modern day ghost town that's still burning after 60 years. And that's all we did. We kind of drove around.
That must be the one Mary Jane Doan was talking about. The town that's still burning. That's it. We'll have to bring that up. Remind me of that.
The streets and see what we could see. There's definitely a lot more to see here in Pitcher. So let's hop in the car and go exploring. Before we hop back in the car, you could see what I mean. A lot of the roads are like this, where there's just a gate there and it's blocked off. But however, there is plenty of roads still open today. All right, so everyone's going to come along with us. And we're going to do this together. I see some, see if we can go down. No. Turn down up here straight ahead. All right, I think go up, pull over. I wonder if we can go down this street. This is still a street. I remember reading a story about kids, back in the day, kids being kids used to play outside way before there was video games or phones, to take up our time. But they would go swimming in a lot of places just like this, except the problem was all of this water and that was contaminated. Ooh, and those are the big chat piles up there. Once I get a better shot of one, we'll talk about that. But that's all toxic crap still to this day. But yeah, they would, man, I guarantee still to this day, this is all toxic water that the kids used to swim in.
Did you guys see the graveyard back there? Oh, I love old graveyards. God, I bet you that's all underwater being this close to the, oh man.
Anyway, I wanted to go because there's so many abandoned homes over here. And it looks like, I don't know if I could get back there. As you can see, here's the road, right? Here's the road. And the road used to go this way. But obviously everything says keep out. I think there'll be more of these that we can get a better shot of, but look at that.
Can you guys imagine? I mean, those homes don't look old at all. Can you imagine building those homes and then just having to leave, uproot your whole family and move because of the air and the pollutedness of your town? You can't even sell the home. I mean, that's a complete loss.
These, once upon a time, were just people's homes. See, I already think this is way cooler than Centralia. Because, I mean, Centralia was cool because it still has the active mine fires underneath. I'll leave if you want to watch that, I'll leave a link in the description box down below. But, like, everything was gone already. There wasn't any homes. All you saw was, like, the sidewalks. The only thing that was there still was the old church. But at least picture here, this has, like, the full-blown buildings and homes and stuff. Wow. It's almost like a whole mini town just evacuated.
Don't be a dumbass. That's exactly what happened. A whole town evacuated.
Now I could get a better shot, but as you can see, this was the road right here. And it used to go right there, and then they just kind of cut it off. I don't even know if there's any way I could get back there. I'm not hopping through that crap. No way. Especially up in Oklahoma. Guarantee there's snakes galore. It's probably too cold for them now, but here we go. Some better views. Everything says keep out. I actually did see a town marshal. I think it said marshal on the truck. Town marshal, town police officer parked. Because, you know, there's a lot of people who come here. This is one of the most famous modern day ghost towns in the country.
And I've never even heard of it. And second of all, don't y'all think he should have a mask on? Is this guy working on all four cylinders? What's happening? What's happening? I mean, if it's that toxic, I think I would have a gas mask on.
Of course, I had to rock my Oklahoma Sooners hat.
Yeah, you did.
This video.
It's the only thing you did right.
It was windy. Glad I have those microphones. Anyway, in the year 1920, this town of Pitcher had about 20,000 residents. As of 2021, big goose egg, 0. And now we'll begin to tell you why. Real quick, let's go through some stats.
This is my jam right here, guys. When it shows all this old stuff, my soul lives here.
And facts about the town of Pitcher and how it got to be where it is today. Back in the day, it was a major center for lead and zinc mining. Unrestricted, toxic mining went on for decades. Nobody knew. 1967, they start to see some issues. Sinkhole swallows up several of the homes. Almost 30 years later, 1994, a study found that 34% of the children had lead poisoning. The town does a mandatory evacuation. In 2006, a study showed 86% of the buildings were badly undermined and could collapse at any time. May 2008, major EF4 tornado comes in, destroys 150 homes, pretty much destroys the town of Pitcher. September 2009, the city cuts ties to Pitcher officially. The population went from 1640 in 2000 to 20 people in 2010. January 2011, there's 6 homes and 1 business.
I'm just going to stop it right here, y'all, because I love these houses. And I think these are what, like, our coal mine houses or anybody working in mines, they would build these houses that kind of look like the same thing. And they actually belong to the mine, and people would come in and the mine would put their families up in these houses while they worked their asses off. That's the way it was all over our country. in the early years of all of the mining and stuff. I find it, and if you don't know, go watch. What is that place? What is that show called that I used to love? Something the Heart with the Mounties and that one. Yeah.
Left. The owners refused to leave at any price. By 2021, the population is 0. Even today, when the wind blows, it still carries the toxic material. All right, I don't know if I'll get any better shots of it, but you see that big sands looking pile? So those are called like chat piles. Those are from mining and stuff. And all throughout the town of Pitcher, there's just piles and piles and piles of them. But pretty much that is what caused the town of Pitcher to be no more, because that stuff, when the wind blew, kind of like it is now, and it gets in the air, it's very toxic. That would blow. Kids would play with it like in the sand, like it's a sandbox or something. Like I kind of mentioned before, that would leak into the water and pretty much makes everything toxic. So from what I understand, it's still toxic today. It is windy, so there's a pretty good chance I'm breathing this in right now. So
well, you're a dumbass.
I want to limit my time outside, but yeah, all these chat piles are still here today.
Listen, it might be a ghost town, but the flags are still flying.
Yeah, I think we can drive down. There's still like, gosh, there's still a truck and some flags there. What does it say? Neighbor watch. Oh, that's fine.
There's cars there.
Why would there be cars there still? The flag is still flying.
I mean, we're staying on roads. It's not like we're gonna go. Okay. I'll get out when we go down that way. Look at this. Wow. Is that a fox? I think there's a fox. I think there's a fox that went right in there. Go on, keep going. Look at this. Just so deserted. How often do you see anything like this?
Those used to be some nice homes. And that brick will stand for hundreds of years.
Wow. The sidewalks are still here a little bit too. There you go. You can see the sidewalks down there. Oh, that house is like caving in.
Well, it had a fire.
Man. Look at this.
It really is sad because this is a total loss. I couldn't imagine taking a loss on this house.
Just caved in.
It's a fire, dude. That's a fire.
And this just left like this still to this day. All right, here we go. This is what I was looking for. This looks like, yeah. This is a whole little parking lot right here. Pull your car up as we would right here. It's kind of weird that they like share a parking lot when these are all homes. Obviously, I'm not going in anything. Everything says keep out, and there's like town watch marshals that are kind of everywhere. So we'll just stay here. Oh, I thought it was a ghost for a second. There's a door down there that just started opening by itself and nobody's walking out. Gosh. I guess I'll go down this way a little bit. Some of these houses. It's amazing that everything is just blown out. Like, why? Look at that. I guess maybe.
I'll tell you what happens. I don't know if it happens in other countries, but here, if there's a house that's for whatever reason people have left it just sitting, the windows are always the first thing that people steal out of them. I don't know why. I don't know why people steal windows out of old abandoned properties. I think I would too at this point, to tell you the truth, just because of, to me, windows, the way I have a window that's up on my mantel place. It's actually a door. And for me, it's like looking, like somebody actually looked through that. Some lady cleaned it, some lady touched it, people would look in and out of it. So it's kind of like, to me, represents the past from the future in the weird sort of way. But always in our country, if you see an abandoned property, you can guess 100% the windows are always the first thing that gets stolen off of them, and then the doors. Now, these are cheap doors right here. Nobody needs that shit.
Maybe they just, I don't know, put plywood up or something and people knocked it down. Crazy. There's that water tower where we started. I think they need their grass cut a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably one of the coolest videos. I mean, I don't know if it's if you think it's a cool video, let me know in the comments.
I think
this
it could
is one
be
of the
cool.
coolest places I've ever been on my YouTube journeys. Right here, the abandoned Pitcher, Oklahoma.
I mean,
Here,
you're
look at this
repping
perfect
OU,
example.
so
This is reminding me of Centralia right here. This is a street ahead that just kind of leads
to nowhere.
There's another look at the water tower. Pitcher Gorillas. That says Pitcher Garden Public School. Like, that looks newer too, but there's no way. Like I said, as of 2021, the population's 0.
I could still see it looking like that.
Still like Christmas stuff.
It's only four years since it's been totally abandoned. I could see it, that building still standing. Wow, look at that, what it used to look like. That's insane.
There's a closer look at those chat piles. All toxic mining dust, pretty much, in other words. Okay, so y'all think this is pretty funny. We're driving around and I come across this looks like just a
gas station,
abandoned gas station. And I was getting out of the car and my wife says, just so you know, that's Kansas. I was like, what? She said, yeah, right here, this road, this is like the border. So I'm
so cool. You get to stand in two states.
I've never done this in my life before, but we're in Oklahoma right now. And then if we walk over this way, I could see the sign right up there. It says, welcome to Kansas. I've never been in Kansas before, but now I have. Wow.
On my dad's property, you can stand out on his property and be standing in Tennessee in one foot, and on the other foot you can be in Kentucky. It is kind of a cool thing. I don't know why it's a cool thing to be able to stand in two states at once, but it is kind of a cool thing. I don't know why.
Okay, so back to the video. Old abandoned gas station. So a major tornado came and pretty much whatever was left of the town killed it off. And now I'm guessing this is, was either destroyed by the tornado, or it just has been decaying over time and has fallen. Ooh, there's glass down there. Definitely don't need to go near that. I just wanted to come see that bench seat inside. That's pretty cool. Wow. Looks like we're not in Kansas anymore. Actually, it looks like we are in Kansas. So we're in Kansas, and now we're in Oklahoma. And there's the welcome to Oklahoma sign.
Homer Sooner, baby.
That is something. I never thought I would do that before in a video. Be it in 2 states in one video. That's pretty cool. Heading back to Oklahoma. All right, so we're trying to find the downtown area, and I know like we're pretty much here. A lot of the downtown was destroyed by the tornado, so we're just gonna find a place to kind of park.
So this is where I guess Paul's stepdad, who we're taking care of right now, back and forth with. This is where he grew up. We didn't even know it. Or he said he lived here until he was 9, and then he finished growing up and joined the military in Claremore, Oklahoma, which is where Baby Chow was born.
And see if there's any abandoned, like more abandoned buildings or homes we can see. Yeah, let's go down this little street. Okay, so pretty much straight ahead, this is the downtown. We're going to try this little side road. Now, from what I understand, these are public roads. You can drive down them. Whatever the state of Oklahoma does not want you to go into is already blocked. So, yeah, let's just keep going down this little street. Birds. I was saying before, this is very much like reminding me of Centralia, Pennsylvania. Now we're in Pitcher, Oklahoma. We might have to turn around here.
One day I'm going to go down that road.
I wanted to get out of the car and just kind of take a minute to see this crossroads right here. This is pretty cool. This could be like the Crossroads Demon Tale. So check this out. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Do a full 360. So this is legit what an abandoned ghost town looks like. There's our car. It's a 4-way crossroads. That's pretty darn cool. Wow. And there's more of those chat piles straight ahead. Scary stuff. Well, that's good to know. We are currently on Pitcher Street.
Well, that would be the center of a town,
so
right?
Playing a little game with the mic or with the camera, but oh, what we got up here? Looks like a little house that somebody may still live in. Wow.
I mean,
I can't
people are-
tell. It looks like it could be abandoned.
people are poor
but
these
I
days.
don't know.
It
Maybe
wouldn't
somebody
shock
still
me
lives
if
there.
somebody lived there.
Look how small these streets are now. What is kind of scary, and I had this feeling when I was walking around too, is like this stuff, like these roads can sinkhole like at
Ugh.
any time, and you would never know. But it is a possibility as we're driving around the town of Pitcher right now.
Do you guys have sinkholes in your country? I mean, for a while there, sinkholes were popping up everywhere in our country. They were swallowing up houses and cars. And I mean, you don't hear about them as much as you used to, not the huge holes that were swallowing things, but I mean, you still hear of small ones. My daughter had one come out on her property. So it was just a small one, but they had to have it fixed.
Straight ahead, this is the main road. We're still on one of these back alley streets, and I wanted to stop here because, man, look at that. Once again, just roads that go to nowhere. I like to see the foundation of old homes. This one's not much, but this one over here that's across the street. Oh, you see what I mean here? This is what I was kind of talking about before. If we zoom in, see, like we could drive down this road, right? That's right behind me. But roads like this, the state feels is more dangerous, so they'll throw up these no trespassing signs and they'll block access to the road. So that's what I was talking about. Okay, so this is why I wanted to stop here. I mean, I can't really get a good view of it, but look at what's left of this house. You could see like the chimney to your left there. Well, now center of your screen. That's what's left of this home. And supposedly everything around here, this was all destroyed by the massive EF4 tornado. But yeah, that's crazy. All right, so yeah, this whole side's blocked, no trespassing. I guess they feel this side is more dangerous than this side of the street. But we're making our way back. This is kind of how you know, well, at least how I know where everything is with the Pitcher Water Tower. I'd like to find the high school. Yeah, let's go on this side.
And I don't know in your guys' country as well. Water towers are kind of a big thing especially in smaller towns. They always have the name of the town on it. It was whenever they would settle a town, it was one of the first things that people would put up, is a water tower. I don't know. I think I remember researching that once, and they really did get water out of it. But, in smaller towns, they always have a water tower. I think they're kind of cool.
Let's go down to the left here because we already explored that side, but we have not explored this side. Let's see. I don't know what this building used to be. Just says Pitcher. Looks creepy as hell, doesn't it? Man. Ooh.
And it wouldn't be America if we didn't graffiti up some old buildings and new ones.
Oh, see if I could sneak through there. Of course, there's always graffiti inside. See if I can get a little better look. Well, once upon a time, they did have caution tape up inside, but that has since been taken down. Well, the town marshal has just drove by and he didn't stop. So I guess I'm okay. I mean, I'm not going inside. I'm sure they have people, because like I said, this is one of the most well-known in the country. So I'm sure they have a lot of people and YouTubers just like me.
I'm actually surprised they still have glass.
I'm out here. My wife's parked right there. So if he really didn't want me over here, I think he would have stopped. How cool is this? Man, I've been a lot of places. I've definitely been to a lot of abandoned places on my channel. If you like that kind of stuff, I actually do have a whole abandoned playlist. So go check that out. But this definitely makes one of the coolest ones. Well, I found it. I didn't know if I would, but I found the old high school, Pitcher Carden High School. Obviously now this is all chained off, blocked off, highly private property, no trespassing, but man, that's the old high school, home of the Gorillas.
It looks like the gym.
Zoom in a little bit for you. Pitcher Carden High School. Now right up here there, I saw when we were driving past, there's an old baseball field we'll have to stop in and see, because that was probably the high school baseball team's field. I don't know if a football field would have been in the back, but at least I found it. I thought the building was still here. I couldn't remember though, but yeah, the old high school still stands to this day. All right, we can't pull the car in because the road's blocked, but this used to be the old parking lot of the baseball field. Pretty sure it's the high school baseball field, but they still have that there. There's really not much to see, so I'm not going to go. Oh, there goes the marshal again. Yeah, so just an FYI, if anybody wants to come here, it's okay if you stay on the public roads, because the town marshal just drove past this twice and he didn't even stop and say anything to me. So that's good to know. But anyway, old baseball field. Doesn't look like
right there behind it too is that.
And in the distance, like I said,
That's
those
crazy.
old chat piles.
It's not that much
Highly
left, you
toxic.
guys. 2 minutes.
Once again, back on Main Street. But I wanted to come see this building right. This is right here on Main Street. Look at the old sidewalk. That's still here. Wow. I have a feeling this is from the tornado that happened. I have no idea what this was. Obviously, this wasn't a home. It was somebody, probably a small business. But it's still here today. And then once again is the water tower. That's been my point of reference this whole video. But look at, damn, that's pretty scary. I mean, I live in Texas. I know about tornadoes, and they are nothing to take lightly.
Oh, they're great fun.
But I can't imagine.
A lot of
Now
excitement.
here's the back of that building, but I did see more houses this way. Gosh, wow, look how wrecked that tree looks right there. Let's see if I can sneak back this way a little bit. I think I'm on the marshal's good side, so gotta stay on that. But look at these.
That
One day
house looks
somebody's
completely off the foundation.
And the next, totally abandoned. A place I never thought I would be. What if I was walking down this creepy alleyway and Michael Myers or Jason just popped out from behind the bush there? I know, I'm weird.
All right, guys.
Well, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Just
as much as I
enjoyed
did.
it.
This has
Thank
been
you
an
so
absolute
much.
blast. If you
It's
love,
I
like,
felt the
abandoned
blast.
places, especially like old ghost towns from the
Yeah.
past, like I do.
Oh, I
hope
loved
you
it.
enjoyed this video as
Thank
much
you
as I
so
did,
much.
because I
Oh,
loved it being here. We
for
spent a
real,
good
I
little more,
enjoyed it. It was
over an hour being
pleasure
here.
was all
But,
mine.
wanted to end it
Yeah,
right by
thank you
the
so much
Pitcher
for coming all the way
Water
from Texas
Tower.
to.
It's been in
Yeah, it's
so many parts of
great.
this video. But anyway,
It's
if you like the
great.
video,
Boomer
thumbs up.
Sooner,
If you like
baby.
this type of
All right,
content, I have a
gotcha,
whole
dog. Gotcha. Bye. There you go. Hi. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. All right, let's see. That was Pitcher, Oklahoma. I never knew anything about it, but now I'm all suspicious, right? I'm like, is that where Bob's family, stepdad's, Paul's beefcakes? Shit, I've just doxed my whole damn family. Beefcake's stepfather, grew up there, and now I'm like all suspicious. Is that why his whole family ended up with dementia? You never know. Could happen. Sweet says he absolutely wouldn't go there without a gas mask. Me either. And here's the thing. People think, this is what I was thinking when he was in the car, and I could tell he had the window rolled up when he was passing by that, whatever he called it, the sand pile or whatever. I guarantee you they either had a heater going on, or I'm sure they didn't have an air conditioner at that time. But people drive through places that are toxic and stuff. If you've got your heater, your air conditioner going, where do you think the air is coming from? Yeah, it's coming from the outside. So if you're ever like, I've driven to places before that there was a gas leak or whatever, and they're just trying to get people off the highway and away from the area. Y'all, I turn off. I mean, you have to turn off your air. You have to turn it off because that's circulating inside your vehicle. So it's no different than walking outside. I see people reusing old windows a lot. Yeah, they're really big right now as far as decorating go. But I know that like people would still building windows from abandoned buildings, also just to put in their houses. So I love traveling, looking back into past. It's fascinating. Me too. Got lots of cool places. Going to be visiting this year. That's awesome. Miss Barbara's mom was born in OK and her dad in Indiana. So me and Miss Barbara were meant to be together. You won't believe how much our lives parallel. Swede says it's easy to shake someone off there if you have to have someone in your tail. No, I can't say that I've seen any sinkholes. Oh, they're terrible. Let me show you this. Let me bring you guys. So my dad has a 1968 Corvette that I grew up with. I've showed pictures of his Corvette on here before. And he always said he wanted his Corvette, and it is deeded. The Corvette is deeded to the National Corvette Museum, which is in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hold on. Sinkhole. When the sinkholes started going through really, really bad, I don't know, we just went through a period of time where there were sinkholes freaking everywhere. One actually sunk in the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and ruined some vehicles there. I'm going to show you real quick. So anyways, this is where my dad's bed is deeded to. I was like, look at here. I said, quit playing with me. Let's just go ahead and get our butts in your Corvette. I will drive it, and we'll take it to the Corvette Museum right now and just park it there and leave it there. That way, when you die, that's one less thing we have to do. He wasn't for it. All right. Let's look at this. On February the 12th, 2014, a sinkhole opened up beneath the National Corvette Museum's Sky Dome in Bowling Green, Kentucky, swallowing 8 Corvettes. The sinkhole was caused by a collapse of a cave beneath the museum. The event gained international attention, and the museum has since created exhibits and tours to showcase the sinkhole and the damaged cars. So let's look at the images real quick. It was bad, you guys. Look how big the sinkhole is. So you just got the ground, and the next thing you know, there's a hole, and the hole, it literally just opens up and the dirt starts falling into the hole, and everything that's on top of it falls into the hole. It's insane. So all these are different year models of Corvettes that got damaged in that sinkhole. Look at this one. Let me see if I can find another picture of. Okay, so this is what it. So this was the showroom floor. I hope you guys can see my cursor. This was all the cars were sitting out here on the showroom floor, right? All of a sudden, boom, 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 crack, crack, crack. Everything goes in a hole. This is them pulling out the cars. Look how big that sinkhole is, you guys. I'm not talking little holes. I'm talking some of these were just insane. My daughter's was, of course, nothing like this. It just took part of her front yard down by the street. It all just went into a hole. So she didn't have the city actually paid to have it fixed because it was partly on the city's property. But these holes are they're not small. There's another one being pulled out. They just look like little matchbox cars. So this beautiful vet right here is now down here. Just insane. Look how deep it is. These guys are standing up on the floor. Look how deep it is. Crazy. That's what our sinkholes do. Let's find out what the hi everybody, thank you for being here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I really just do not care. Just let the algorithm know that we were here. We went through a spat of them several years back. Strange phenomenon. Not heard of any in Australia in the past couple of years. They stopped out of the blue. Likely that, yeah, it feels like that's what's happened here too. That a couple years everywhere. I was scared. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna stand on a sinkhole because they kill you. It's like when I lived in California, I was not scared. I really never was scared of earthquakes. I guess because I grew up knowing about them, and I mean, you heard of earthquakes every day, and nothing ever really happened. And then as I got older, I don't know if my parents just kept me from stuff or whatever, but I would see how the earth would actually on the fault line, it would open up and whatever was on top of it would go down, and I thought the earth was eating it. And that used to scare the shit out of me. Let's watch this one, really. No, not that one. Sad, not that one. Hold on. Stop it. Hold on. I said stop it. Let's look at this real quick. Check this out. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you for letting us use your content. Okay. All right. Let me make it bigger, and then you guys watch your ears, okay?
That basically swallowed an entire neighborhood, to a terrifying crater in Chile that opened up in the middle of a dirt road, and a disaster in El Salvador that left several houses perched on the edge of a cliff. Here are 10 of the deepest sinkholes caught on camera.
I guess you guys do have them other places. All right, let's check it out. These are the 10 biggest ones, or close to the 10
Tierra
biggest.
Amarilla is a small mining community in north-central Chile. The town is home to about 13,000 people, many of whom work in the nearby copper mines. On August 1st of 2022, a sinkhole opened near the Alcaparrosa mine. At first, it was only 80 feet wide, but it quickly grew to over 200 feet wide by August 8th. At 656 feet deep, it was large enough to fit the Washington Monument with about 100 feet to spare on the sides. Thankfully, the closest home was about 2,000 feet away. So, unless the sinkhole expanded exponentially, they were okay. To be safe, the Lundin Mining Corp shut down the Alcaparrosa mine. Chile is the world's largest copper producer, supplying about 25% of all copper used on Earth. As you can imagine, shutting down even one mine can have vast global consequences. They were eager to open up again, but it wasn't up to them. In Chile, the government has absolute authority over all mines. When this sinkhole opened, they seemed eager to blame the mining companies. Mining Minister Marcela Hernando planned on enacting heavy sanctions against the company if it proved to be their fault. The property was owned by two countries. Lundin Mining, a Canadian firm, owns 80%, while Japan's Sumitomo Metal Mining owns 20%. Both denied that overexploitation led to the sinkhole. Puebla is one of the 32 states that make up Mexico. It's a landlocked state in the southern part of the country, about 80 miles southeast of Mexico City. Puebla is big on agribusiness. You'll find plenty of farms and fields outside of the capital city, but only one of those farms is home to a massive sinkhole. On May 29th of 2021, Magdalena and Heriberto Sanchez heard something strange coming from their fields. They rushed outside, but didn't have to go far. Mere feet from their house, a 70,000 square foot sinkhole had opened up. The worst part? The couple had just invested $35,000 into remodeling their home. Now, Mexican authorities were telling them they had to evacuate. Locals believed the farmland was established over what used to be a large pond. Over time, the land filled in, but was never sturdy enough for farming and human intervention. Environmental authorities had a different, more scientific theory. They think people have been over-extracting from the Balsas River Basin network that spans several states across Mexico, including Puebla. Depleted aquifers may have caused the soil to soften and the sinkhole to open. The sinkhole was already full of water when they found it. What's odd are the strong currents that seem to be running through. It also depletes around 3 or 4 a.m., only to fill up again by midday. That's why many believe the water comes and goes from an underground river. Sadly, Magdalena and Heriberto were never able to return to their home. It's unclear if the Mexican government took care of them or paid for new housing. Berezhniki and Solikamsk are the second and third largest cities in the Perm region of western Russia. They sit atop abandoned and operational potash salt mines, with some reaching depths of nearly 1,000 feet. For reference, potash is the industry name for fertilizer potassium. It refers to the old way potassium was extracted from wood ashes and concentrated by evaporating the water in iron pots, hence potash or potash. Berezhniki, Russia was an industrial city of about 150,000 people in its heyday. Today, they're sinking into the ground. In the 1980s, massive craters began opening up where miners dug for salt. They started swallowing factories, offices, homes, and even schools. The first major sinkhole opened in 1986, consuming mine number 3. They flooded it for safety reasons, but that didn't stop it from growing. Today, it's about 700 feet across and 360 feet deep. Berezhniki has been mining the area for nearly a century. They left the supporting pillars, and part of the city came crashing down. 3 more sinkholes occurred in the area. The next was in 2007 near mine number 1.
Oh, fuck me.
Apparently, a
I had
gas line
something good to
beneath
say,
the mine
too.
failed, leading to a massive eruption of smoke and debris. This sinkhole was
What I was saying was my dad has 58 or 68 acres. I don't remember how much. Anyways, and on his land, there are some underground caves. And one of them, the biggest one, he deeded back to the state of Tennessee because it is a cave for endangered species of bats. So he deeded it back, and the University of Tennessee is actually who takes care of the cave and takes care of the bats and stuff like that. That's in there. They've got it all. They've got fencing all around it so people can't get into it anymore. It's amazing what they did. But now I've got a whole different sense of sinkholes now, because surely the earth has got holes in it that, yeah, would eventually fall through with an earthquake or us mining or something like that. So maybe they're not as big of a phenomenon as I thought. I was hoping not anything against anybody else's country. I was just hoping to see more of the ones in the U.S.
was over 160 feet wide and nearly 50 feet deep when it first opened. 1 year later, it had grown to over 1,400 feet wide and nearly 330 feet deep.
I guess you just have to let it keep going. I mean, what are you going to do?
About 30 minutes north of Berezniki is the city of Solikamsk, Russia. And like its fellow mining city, they too are in danger of sinking beneath the earth. Disaster first struck Solikamsk in November of 2014. One of the mines was in danger of collapsing, so the Uralkali Mining Company evacuated all their employees and flooded the area. But that didn't stop Mother Nature from running its course. A sinkhole opened in the area. At first, it was only 100 feet wide, which is modest compared to the other holes in mine country Russia.
Damn!
This one kept growing and growing. As it grew, it swallowed everything in sight, including nearby houses. As of today, it shows no signs of slowing its appetite either. At 410 feet wide and over 240 feet deep,
oh
it
my
could fit a small
God, we're going to get to the core of the earth.
San Salvador is the capital and largest city in El Salvador. It's considered the country's educational, financial, and political center. The metro area itself consists of 13 municipalities and about 2.4 million people. That's about half of the country's entire population. Then again, El Salvador isn't actually that big of a country. They're a little bit smaller than Massachusetts.
Reminds
in
me of
October of
Sean's
2019, a giant sinkhole opened up in the capital, forcing widespread evacuations. Homes teetered on the edge of an area about the size of a soccer field. According to reports, the area was on the verge of collapse for several years. Then, heavy tropical rains pulled the rug out from underneath.
Wow. Could you imagine watching the earth fall away like that?
Yo, guarde.
And they're just standing there like, let me get this on YouTube. Let me get this as quickly as possible on YouTube. Y'all be running for my
You
life.
can see how the hole cut residents off from the other side of town. It kept
Oh
growing
God, could you
after
imagine
it
being
opened.
on the other
The
side?
latest reports had it at about 230 feet deep. Home building in the area dates back to 1999. They began noticing problems in the area in 2008 as the land shifted from all the
Maybe that's what
construction.
happened
They
with the
tried
Grand
to
Canyon.
mitigate the problem, but it resurfaced again
Look
in
how low this is right
2016.
here.
Then, in 2019, the
Uh-huh.
ground finally gave way.
This is how the Grand Canyon happened, y'all. I got it
Winter
figured out.
Park is a small city in Orange County, Florida. It's home to about 30,000 people, some of whom remember a scary day in 1981. An acre-wide sinkhole opened up,
Oh,
swallowing a home,
shit.
several businesses, a community swimming pool, and part of a Porsche dealership. But it wasn't like this sinkhole opened without warning. In 1972, a local expert wrote a letter warning of sinkhole danger. They were overdeveloping the area and extracting too much groundwater. Of course, nobody wanted to listen. Then, in May of 1981, during a period of record low water levels in Florida's limestone aquifer, a massive sinkhole opened near the corner of Denning Drive and Fairbanks Avenue. It began near May Rose Williams' house. Within hours, she watched a 40-year-old sycamore tree fall into the depths. The hole grew over 40 feet wide by the following day. May said it sounded like giant beavers chewing as the hole devoured her land. Later that morning,
crazy.
May noticed her home slipping into the hole. She evacuated with her family and their prized possessions. By mid-afternoon, the entire house had fallen into the sinkhole. The sinkhole grew to 320 feet wide and 90 feet
That's what
deep.
happened to
By
my
May
dad's
9th,
truck.
some 250,000 cubic yards of earth had fallen in, along with 5 Porsches, a pool, and most of Denning Drive. Today,
Not the
the Winter
Porsches.
Park sinkhole is a giant body of water called Lake Rose. It's named after the woman whose house still sits at the bottom.
Oh, so it's got water in it now.
Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine, now shortened to Dnipro, is the 4th largest city in the country. It's home to about 1 million people and sits about 243 miles southeast of Kyiv. The area used to be part of the Soviet Union, but that obviously changed in the early 90s. Dnipro joined independent Ukraine in 1991, but the road ahead wasn't easy. In June of 1997, a sinkhole opened under the city. Over 3,500 people were forced to evacuate their homes.
They don't talk about if
Military
anybody
personnel
died.
arrived to help people move their prized possessions. Unfortunately,
Oh, did you see
they
that
couldn't
person?
do anything to save their homes,
Thought that was a
schools,
person.
and businesses.
Hold on,
In
I gotta
some
back that up.
places, it looked like the building
Was that a person that ran out of that?
1991, but in 1991, but the road ahead wasn't easy. In June of 1997, a sinkhole opened under the city. Over 3,500 people were forced to evacuate their homes. Military personnel arrived
here.
to help people move their prized possessions.
See-
Unfortunately, they
you
couldn't do
see
anything
that?
to save their homes,
Was that a person?
schools, and businesses. In some places, it looked like the buildings would hold on, but as cracks appeared and the sinkhole expanded, those structures inevitably collapsed. Many watched as buildings fell into the 1,500-foot abyss. According to reports, the perfect combination of mudslides, flash flooding, and an underground river caused everything to collapse. Helicopter footage really puts the whole event in perspective. All that empty area used to be part of a thriving city.
Holy
Now,
shit.
it's just a pile of rubble at the bottom of a pit. The government went into emergency mode. Even the Ukrainian president, Leonid Kuchma, visited the disaster site. When it was all said and done, the total affected area grew to over 140,000 square feet. That's slightly smaller than 3 football fields lined up next to each other. Turkey has a major sinkhole problem, specifically
go,
in
Ann.
Konya province, the largest of Turkey's 81 states. One might say they're plagued by sinkholes. It's so
Damn.
bad that local farmers and residents are worried that the ground could open up beneath them at any time. What makes these sinkholes really stand out is the fact that they are often perfectly round and over 100 feet deep.
That's
But
a little
why
odd.
is this happening?
Kind of like
Konya
crop
province has
circles.
over 2,000 sinkholes. They're created mainly by converging geological factors. Some sinkholes have existed for thousands of years. Others form as droughts lower the underground water levels. This causes the rock to collapse on itself and
Oh my
sink.
gosh.
But humans aren't totally innocent here either. According to a study by Ankara University, intense amounts of irrigated farming dating back to the 1990s have severely drawn down the region's aquifers, or bodies of permeable rock that contain or transmit groundwater. Cattle farming has slowly overtaken
Cow,
sheep
mama,
grazing
cow.
on the Konya plain. Cows require more water than what's naturally available.
Oh,
And
blame
it
the
doesn't help
cows.
that the semi-desert region can hit temperatures higher than 104
Oh my
degrees
god, it looks like a
Fahrenheit
war
in summer.
zone.
The same Ankara study found that 70% of the wells dug on the Konya plain are illegal. Furthermore, they've been installed to water crops that require extra watering, like corn. Thankfully, no humans or animals have fallen into any of these sinkholes.
Wow.
They're usually roped off or away from civilization, but it's only a matter of time before one opens under some poor farmer's feet. Xiamen, China is a sub-provincial city in Fujian
Even
province.
China got
It's
it.
home to about 5.1 million people spread
None
across
of us
5
heard
major
them.
districts. They rely on an intricate network of subways and highways to get around the city. But on December 12th of 2019, everyone was better off staying home. That's because a freak sinkhole opened under the road, right near the metro station, and it was all caught on this driver's dashcam.
Could you fucking imagine?
Several cars, including a taxi, were swallowed. Our driver was lucky enough to stop before falling in. The sinkhole caused the sewage pipe to burst, which flooded the Lukuo subway station. Before you even ask, we don't even want to think about what's in all that mud.
Oh, they were
It
walking
turns out,
to
though,
shit.
that the pipe was already leaking, which caused the sinkhole to open in the first place. Some aftermath footage puts the size of the sinkhole into perspective.
Oh,
Thankfully, nobody got hurt when their cars fell into the hole. They were lucky the
No, they
ground
just got a
collapsed
lung
beneath
full
them
of
and they
shit.
simply fell with the concrete. The taxi driver remembers driving along and then suddenly feeling like he was falling. As soon as they landed, he rushed to help his passenger and both climbed to safety. Suzhou is a city in the northeastern area of Jiangsu province in eastern China and is known for its central role in transportation across the country. Considering how much the city depends on its roads and highways, you can picture the problems that sinkholes might
yeah, I
create.
picture it.
In November of 2016, surveillance cameras recorded a huge sinkhole forming in the center of the street. Some motorists managed to cross just in time before the ground gave way. A few were caught off guard by the sudden collapse. It's hard to tell from the CCTV footage, but there's a small divot forming right in the middle of the road. A security guard points it out as a blue truck drives over cautiously. An SUV approaches from the other side and almost crosses before the ground gives way. It falls into the sinkhole along with another red car.
That's
Time
not where I
skips in the
thought it was
footage
going to
show the
happen.
red car sinking deeper as two people appear at the bottom to help. A crowd gathered around the sinkhole, which was much larger than the security footage made it look. 5 people got trapped inside, but rescue workers got them all out safely. Reports say only 1 person hurt their foot. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another one just like it, then be sure to click the link on
Thank
screen
you so
now.
much. Oh, that is insane. Could you imagine just popping along, and then feel a little couple bumps in the road, and then bam, you're in a sinkhole. I have to bounce. I don't feel that well in this heat, and I have to lay down and get some rest. Sweet, I hope you feel better. Get you some rest. Put a fan on you. Put your cold rag over your head and stay hydrated. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it so, so much. Hit the like, you guys. Hit the like or the thumbs down to you. Ashley says, sinkholes unlocked a new fear in me. Me too. I was obsessed for a little while. I didn't know they were all over the world like that either. Did not know. I'll show you the big, when I lived in California. So when I was a kid and I lived in California, I wasn't scared of earthquakes. It was just something we heard about every day. Nothing big ever happened when I was there. But I'm going to show you what I was scared of that I just knew was going to kill me. We'll do one more of these and then I'll stop. And I think the reason why these scared me is because I actually was on a field trip in school and we were going up to this nature park. And for me, it's mudslides. We were going up this nature park and the bus started speeding up and all the cars started speeding up. And it's because we were in a canyon and the mudslides had started. And I'm looking behind me, and you can imagine, I was little, I was in grade school, and ever since then I've been petrified of mudslides. Let's see. Let's look at KTLA. I was scared the whole time living in California of mudslides. I'm not gonna lie. There's the KTLA one there.
The youngest victim that I've
All right, mods, I can't see chat right now. Is this bigger?
seen has been days old.
Now at 11, rain drenches Southern California, putting residents in the burn areas on alert. And another winter storm is headed our way. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. It could be the beginning of a very wet March.
And experts say another storm system is expected to arrive next week. We have
live
coverage of the storm. Chris Wolf in Malibu, Carlos Saucedo in Altadena.
And we begin with meteorologist Vera Jimenez with the latest on this storm. And
obviously we don't need to hear about the rain. I just want to see the mudslides. They're going to show them? Okay.
Due to unpredictable conditions caused by the weather.
These are really steep mountains, and as the water comes down, it's gaining speed, it's picking up soil, it's picking up debris, it's picking up rocks. So all of that came through our property.
Crews spent the day removing debris from Nancy Steele's home on Alzado Road, which was destroyed in the Eden fire. During the last heavy rainstorm, residents say a security guard had to be
rescued. This happened just in fires, I think.
In rushing water.
Our main concern now is that any of the slopes around the property will collapse onto like the septic tank that's brand new that they just put in. So they've just been working really hard to protect what's left of the property.
The risk of mud and debris flows increases in stronger, heavier storms. That was a case in Sierra Madre when the last storm caused the dam at the basin to overflow, sending dangerous debris flows racing down the spillway into streets.
What makes it difficult is how much water is coming up Mount Wilson, how much is it in the catch basin, and then when the catch basin is full, this is where it comes.
LA County public work officials say flood control facilities have been assessed and secured.
There's also a 10 to 20% chance of thunderstorms
that
could produce heavy
mudslides. No offense, people. I wish you well, though.
Reinforces mudslide concerns. Dangerous conditions still plaguing the homes that survived the devastating fire.
Are now under constant threat of being
it just slides straight down the hills.
The latest one is here, but it's only the beginning of what meteorologists expect will be a wet March. Residents we spoke with did not want to go on camera, but say they are not worried about anything severe happening in terms of mud or debris flows. Still,
see, in these areas, this is where the fires happened, you guys. They all live like this street is down here, and they'll have houses like this, and then you go up the mountain a little, or the hill, whatever you want to call it, a little bit. We call them mountains. And then there's another street on this layer up here, and they would build houses, and then they'd go to the top, and there'd be a street, and then all these are on top of dirt, earth, whatever, and the mudslides happen, or the fires happen, and this starts sliding down. So these come into this comes into here, and it blocks up the whole road. I mean, it is insane, but that's just the way California is. It's just built right on top of each other like that.
Public works crews and public safety personnel say they're doing everything possible to prepare for a worst case scenario. Things go downhill, literally, when there is too much rain too quickly.
We know that Topanga, Big Rock, Sunset Mesa, and Malibu are particularly impacted. So everyone is working and coordinating to move with urgency to return to some sense of normal.
Yeah, we got you, big girl.
Communities and ensure that flood control systems and debris basins are clear and functional. We've already seen the effects of heavy rain this year. Raging mud flows that swept a fire official and his vehicle into the ocean from PCH, clogged roadways, and invaded homes and businesses in the area. People are encouraged to stay informed with city alerts, weather and news updates, and be prepared to evacuate immediately if needed.
He's just sliding on dirt.
And people.
But that stuff is the stuff that scares me. And then, you know, we've seen, I think we've covered some of the flooding that was happening overseas somewhere and how it was just sweeping up all the cars and people and all the people that lost their lives in those. I don't know if I can't remember now. I think it was rain and then the mudslides happened and killed a lot of people. That shit scares me. Mother Nature can be scary. That's the truth. Oh, you couldn't see the person there. I might have just been seeing something, but I could swear I saw a person jump off as it was falling in and ran into the building that was still there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to close this one out, which I'll get onto your day and in the beds for those of you that are overseas. You guys stay warm, stay cool wherever you're at. Happy Father's Day to all of those that are fathers here in the United States and all over the world. I can wish you all a happy Father's Day. Don't forget to call your daddies like I did. I just put me a note on the refrigerator. And thanks for hanging out with me for a couple hours. All right, guys, mods, I appreciate you so much. So much. Thank you for being here. You guys be good or be good at it. Can't be good at it. Turn on those videos and send me some good content. Love you guys so much. Talk to y'all later. Bye.